Hey guys! So this is my weekly chat for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 8, and it happened! It finally happened! Fitz and Simmons kissed. Spoiler alert, don't watch this if you haven't watched the episode. Ugh! I was very excited, as I'm sure a lot of us were. Other than that, that was a big moment. I think the biggest part of that moment, though, even though the kiss was obviously something that people have been waiting for a really long time, was Fitz talking about how mad he was, but not really at her. I loved that. I love that the writers are throwing like grenades into this relationship, and they're dealing with them like normal people do, and like two people who actually genuinely truly care about each other deal with them. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I know there are a lot of people who are really, really upset with this storyline. Obviously, if you watch my reaction to the Simmons flashback episode, you know that I was not a fan of it either. But how they're handling it since then, I'm highly impressed. I'm impressed with the writers on a lot of accounts this season. Okay, let's kind of move on. Everything's sort of tied together by the end of this episode. I was thrilled to see that Rosalind is probably not Hydra. When I say probably is I feel like with the show you never know. Like maybe she's not Hydra, but she could be something else. But for right now she's in the clear, right? Like for the most part with us. I liked so many little moments in this episode. I loved Lincoln and May having a moment. I hope that they have more moments in the future, kind of dealing with May's situation going on. But I loved how everything tied together. It was like, oh my god, because we started this season with so many different storylines, and now it's all kind of morphing into one, and we've got 2 episodes left in 2015, and I am so excited. All right, let's talk about the ending. First, I want to talk about Ward for a second, because I like talking about Ward. I like him. I've said this before. I don't root for him, but I love his character. I don't think the show would be the same without him in it. And Ward, to me, is a very complex individual. I think he's a sociopath, but I think he's not super crazy. Okay, let me try to explain. When Gideon was saying to Ward, like, oh, well, we worship this guy, our leader, on the other end of this portal, Ward's face, and you can see it in my reaction that I like laughed out loud because Ward's face was like, uh-huh. And I just felt like it was so reminiscent of season 1 Ward, who, you know, is definitely wants to be a soldier, definitely wants to get control. The problem is he affiliates himself with Hydra, who is notoriously, at least as the show is concerned, like run by crazy nut jobs. Like it reminded me of in season 1 when Garrett was losing his shit and Ward was just like, this is how this goes off the rails. Like, you know, I think Ward wants vengeance for everything that he's been through. I think he's delusionally convinced himself that I don't think he thinks he was the victim in the scenario, but I think he thinks that they have done bad stuff to him as he has done bad stuff to it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think he's completely convinced. I think he's well aware of what he's done in the past, but I think he's just convinced himself that, like, everything that happened with Kara and all that stuff was a direct attack on him. And, yeah, I love how weird Ward is. I'm not loving this season as much with Ward because he's kind of just super evil. I kind of liked last season when you never knew what he was gonna do. Like, is he gonna help Coulson? Is he not gonna help Coulson? Right now he is anti everyone, and I am nervous for everyone. Let's recap. He said last episode or the episode before that he wants Coulson's head on like a platter, so he's gunning for Coulson. Great. I think there's a lot of animosity between him, Hunter, and Bobby, obviously. Yeah. His main goal, I believe, is to make May's life miserable, so she's always a huge freaking target for him. And obviously with the final scene in this last episode, that's, you know, a big thing. But now, as their objective is to figure out how they got Simmons back, one, Ward is eventually going to find out that it was Simmons who was there. He might go after Simmons to get information about the planet and about what's going on there. He may go after Fitz because Fitz knows the most, I believe, on the monolith. That would make most sense that he's the most knowledgeable. Or Sky Daisy, because of the fact that she's the one who like kept it open so that they could actually get somebody back. So he's just gonna be slightly unpredictable about who he's gunning for. So I'm kind of excited about that, and not excited at the same time because he's been doing some really bad things, and I don't want that to happen to anyone, specifically Simmons. But okay, so let's move on very briefly to the monolith, and that Hydra has a leader over there. I think Will is the leader, but it's not Will. I think whatever monster that planet has on it, like, manifested himself into Will. Like, I believe that Will was a real astronaut and he went through the portal and was sacrificed and or sent there, you know, whatever the story is. But I believe that he didn't survive. I believe that, you know, I don't know. That's just how I feel. It might be more wishful thinking than anything else, because I just want Will out of the picture. I would love it if we could just label him as evil and be like, okay, bye. Don't like you. Get out of Fitzsimmons' way. Please and thank you. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how that all unfolds. Again, it could all be wishful thinking on my part, but I'm excited. So we have 2 episodes left. I don't think it's airing next week, if I'm correct, for Thanksgiving. So it's going to be a little while before Agents fans I see you. So yeah, have a good Thanksgiving if you live in America, and I'll see you next reaction video. Bye.